Hi, my name is Howard Lee, um, aka Han Lê. That's the Vietnamese name. So I was born in Vietnam back in the 1959, 60s. I have a lot of siblings, three brothers, and two sisters, a big family, and we live in an urban area. So we live in a house with a big lot and full of tropical fruit like mango, sugarcane, guava, and other exotic fruits. That's the best memory that I remember about my childhood. Um, Besides that, I lived through the civil war between the North and the South in Vietnam. So during my childhood, I have to go through a lot of um, trauma, moving away from one place to another to avoid the battle between the North and the South. I remember as at about 9 years old, and there was an attack from the north, which is the Viet Cong, into our village, and so we had to move to a temple nearby to go, thinking that they will avoid attacking the temple where people worship, and so but during that night they still do, and then so we live on the area where the fight actually happened between, we're just right in the middle between the battle, and that was very scary. After that, we have to keep moving from one place to another, to different areas. We got assistance from the Americans. They build a new, uh, they reconstruct the area, and so we can move back in like a years later. And so that go on for a couple more years, and 3 years later, which in '75, and then that's when the fall of Saigon happened in April. We began to live under the new regime, with the North, from the North, that when they took over Saigon. Um, that is the worst times in my life, where at the transition, there's no law, and each local has different authority, so they can do whatever they like to do. There's no control at that point. The education, the school stopped for a while, and then I almost lose a year of education there. It's just a nightmare for everybody. So for us students, or almost everybody, the only thing people have in mind is trying to escape, to get out of the country by whatever means, and even if you have to risk your life in the high sea, or just crossing the border between Vietnam and Thailand. Back to normal, we go back to school, graduate high school, pass the exam, so we go into the university for another 3 years. That when the opportunity happened, when my brother arranged for me to escape by boat to the Philippines. So my boat is only 11 meter long, and just a small one, but with 35 people going on that boat. And it really scary, and it's a bad calculation. But so 3 day, 3 nights in the ocean, the fuel almost, I mean, the engine of the boat is almost broken at that point. And fortunately, we got rescued by a cargo ship. Um, it's a Norwegian cargo ship. Um, they so they rescue us, and so have us stay there for almost a week on the boat, and they on a big ship, and then they took us to Philippines as just a established refugee camp there. So staying at the refugee camp it's a big change, eh, especially for young people like me, just a student in Vietnam who knows nothing about living by your own, right? You gotta live together with just like a temporary housing. So you have to live with other people, and we have to learn how to cook. We have to go get the wood from the jungle nearby. Even the water, the fresh water, is very limited. We only allow like a few gallons a day for washing and cooking. So the time to stay there, that's you have a lot of time to do studying. That's when I try to practice my English with the Philippine, and then the rest of the day, you have your free time. You can go to the beach, which is nice. That's one of the best memory of my life too. Sometimes you're lucky you happen to see some acquaintance from back home. So I stay in Philippines for a year, or actually 13 months. I don't know why it took that long. Flew to American in summer 1981. When my brother picked me up from the airport in San Francisco, and he lives in Modesto, so on the way back, we drove through all the rice field or whatever is, not the rice field, just the fields along the way home, and I was sort of disappointed. Just don't know where he's gonna brought me to. The first time that I have a chance to call home, I have to go all the way to Canada, because Canada has the first relationship with Vietnam. And then so I flew to Canada to my friend's house, because he has the telephone that can contact, that can call home. And his parent home has telephone. So I flew to Canada, and then my mom and my sister and brother went to his parents' house. Oh, can't imagine how happy we were when the first time we heard the voice of each other's. So in the summer, I worked there for a few months and saved the money enough to survive during the school months. That's a bit hard for the newcomer to the Americans, to live in America at that point. Then when I graduated from the 2-year degree, I moved to San Jose, because this is the big Silicon Valley. I got to find a job to start earning money to send back home to support my moms and brother and sister that have left in Vietnam. I really have to work really hard so that I can graduate at the same time with all my friends. So it took me a while to get my 4-year degree, but the good thing is after I graduated, I got the job right away at the same company. So settling in the U.S. I guess for us, But for me, it's not that hard because we're willing to do anything just to survive. Give me the chance. I mean, if I think I can still go back and live there and feel happy. At least I know for one thing for sure with the life I chose here. My kid, when they grow up, they have more opportunity to excel and, and fulfill their dreams.
Audio Jungle.